It's the largest internet shutdown Iran has seen in 3 years. In response to protests, the government has largely switched off mobile and internet services in the country, and pretty much blocked Instagram and WhatsApp. Internet shutdowns are increasingly used by governments to control the public, with India being the sad frontrunner. We'll look at how governments shut down the internet and how people can fight back. So, what is an internet shutdown? Well, according to the EU, it includes all measures taken by governments or on their behalf to prevent and disrupt the use of information and communication systems online.
Now, it's not just, what we refer to as a blanket shutdown where the entire internet is shut off for everybody. What we've seen is a real evolution in the types of internet shutdowns that are occurring. So governments are getting more creative.
These types include slowing bandwidth connection, limiting internet services such as 4G to 2G, or just blocking access to certain applications and sites. Between 2016 and 2021, the NGO Access Now documented 931 shutdowns in 74 different countries, and that number increases. The countries most hit in 2021 with this trend include Myanmar, Sudan, and Iran, whose recent blackouts have caused international outcry. But those numbers are nothing compared to India, whose population have experienced at least 106 internet blackouts in the same time. Stopping protests, controlling elections, as well as censoring or even silencing public information seems to be the reason why shutdowns happen.
Well, what we've seen is that governments actually justify internet limitations by saying that they need to do it for public safety. But in fact, the reverse is often true. When the cameras are off, when reporting isn't available, when the internet isn't on, it actually creates an environment in which excessive force by security forces is all the more likely to occur and flourish.
What excessive force can look like can be explained by an example of the world's longest shutdown to date in Kashmir, India. At the time, India's Hindu nationalist government revoked the special status of the Muslim-majority state, including the right to its own constitution. It also sent in thousands of army troops, detained thousands of people, and cut internet, mobile, and telephone connections. The region would remain offline for 552 days. Internet shutdowns are just generally bad for the entire country affected. Government-imposed restrictions cause massive costs for the country's economy, businesses, and public services. According to a report by Top 10 VPN, a global digital privacy and research group, internet shutdowns cost India $2.8 billion in 2020. This might explain why many shutdowns are rarely, if ever, reported publicly by the governments that carry them out.
If there are circumstances where governments really believe this is a tool that's essential for them to protect national security or public safety, then the least they ought to be willing to do is to say that publicly and talk about how long the shutdown will occur and why it's occurring.
What can you do if you are hit by an internet shutdown? Access Now offers a guide with tips which include educating yourself when shutdowns may occur, installing and using tools such as virtual private networks that allow you to bypass websites or online platform blocks, as well as using these secure tools to inform, communicate, and monitor violations when you and your community are affected by a shutdown.
We think of access to the internet as an essential element in enabling a huge range of human rights. And so when governments interfere with their people's ability to access those rights through the internet, then they are in fact committing a human rights violation.
Were you ever affected by an internet shutdown? What did you do? Let us know, and thank you for watching.